Bark and bite, and we click on this. Oh, look, I will bark and bite. Wow, pretty cool, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, welcome to this video about jQuery. Okay, today we have a title that maybe is not perfect. This is about collections, but it's really about a lot more. Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to define collections, then we're going to get to the cool stuff. Okay, so collections. Well, that's basically just a bunch of DOM elements that are put together via a jQuery selection statement. So that's a collection. Okay, now looking at the cool stuff, we can actually create elements out of jQuery. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to this display over here, which has a example. So hello, just like I wrote before, that is the paragraph that was generated from that. Okay, let's look back at the code. Look at the code. Yep, paragraph. Yep, it says hello. Okay, moving on, we can do something cool with images. We can do it with anyone, any type of element or whatever. But we're creating an image here, and we're setting all the attributes in this very neat way. The source, the alt, the title, the click, so the click function. So an alert is generated, and then it will spit out the title. So it will spit out I bark and bite. Okay, so cool. Alright, now let's go ahead and change the display here. So here's this dog who's going to bark and bite, and we click on this. Oh, look, I will bark and bite. Wow, pretty cool, huh? Alright, so let's go on to the next thing, okay? So, and if you need any, explanation here, oh, well, here's one thing that I should explain. At the end of both of these, we have this function, appendTo. At this point, we're appending it to the body, which usually encompasses the entire page. So, since this is outside the body, then it appears below. Since it's appended after the body, then it appears below the footer. Okay? Alright, now, moving on. Next, we want to know how many of something there are. So there's these dog catchers here. So 1, 2, 3, oh man, that was so tiring. I don't know if I can even remember what that said. I can't even remember that number. Oh man, okay, so I'm going to write this thing here to see how many dog catchers there are. Okay, so let's take a look here. We're going to go ahead and switch to the display here and look at our console. Oh, 3. That's right. That's what I said. There was 3 of them. Right. Okay. All right. So that's what that is. So you can see how many of that thing there are. Okay. So then we have what index of the selection you're making do you want to select? So in this case, we're going to select dog catcher numero 3. So this would be, of course, an index language. You start with 0, then 0 is 1, 1 is 2, and 3 is 2. No, 2 is 3. Okay, so alright, so then we're getting the inner HTML of that. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, I printed it off via the console log, just like the previous one. So let us take a look. Okay, so if we take a look here, it says dog3, just like it says right here, dog3, and here it says a dog3. Okay, pretty cool. I'm impressed, but do you have more? Yes, I do. This is going to be a long video, so just strap in. Alright, so next what we want to do is basically say one thing. That we have all these freaking methods. Okay, these methods, EQ, last, you might have recognized them from the last lesson. Okay, and if you did, well, good job. These are also filters. The filters are not as efficient, so don't use them. So, what does the EQ filter do? Just to review, both the methods I show in indexing result in a plain DOM element. You may actually want to have a single element, but in a jQuery format. The EQ method is made for that purpose. Let's say you want the second paragraph on the page. So this one will be spit out in the jQuery format. See this previous one? This one didn't have a $sign. The reason for that is because this ain't a flippin' jQuery variable, okay? So you can't do that. Okay, so, right, same thing with last. You know, it's looking at the last paragraph, that's all. Okay, now, what we want to do, fetch all of them as DOM objects. Okay. Oh, whatever. So let me just read through this. The toArray method is used to return a jQuery selection into an array. They are turned into jQuery objects as well, so there is no need to use the prior method EQ to convert it. So let's say you have a list of elements. You don't or can't know the element by its index, perhaps because it varies from line to line based on how or what information is presented to the user. Let's say, for example, that it's a news page in which there is a main feature image, and depending upon the performance of the article, it will or will not be the main image. Others would occupy secondary display, highlighted, but not spotlighted visually. In order to do something like this, one would have to make use of a function called index. Within the parentheses, one needs to simply put the element that you are attempting to parse the index of. So let's say there is a class of articles. Class.article. We want to select its CSS to make it more prominent to user. So how do we select the more popular? We could look at the attributes of this article, of this element that has this class. Okay, that's a possibility. Now, to actually create a solution like this, it would require Ajax, jQuery, PHP, and MySQL, or whatever backend or whatever database language you want to use, whatever. But such a solution is beyond the scope of this lesson, and I hope to cover this at a later date, though. Okay, so ancestors and children. At some points in time, it's necessary to know how many ancestors a particular element has. To do so, there's a method called parents. That was loud, right? Okay, so let's take a look at what I got here. So we're looking at all of the food items, all of the food items that have a parent, or how many that, okay, here's the thing, you got to read it backwards. How many H2s have a child with a class of food items? Okay? And now, similarly with children, how many spans with the parent of class restaurant are there? Okay, so one can also learn how many children. Okay, now here's something else. We want to look at the contents. Okay. Only 10 minutes in. Okay. So, contents. We have, we're looking at the, oh yeah. if we run it return text nodes instead of jQuery elements? That's what contents is for. We refactor the code to do this. This function looks at all selections that match a particular query, whereas children only looks at the immediate descendants. So this one would go beyond looking at the immediate descendants. So it would look for all spans that are not only children, but great grandchildren and so on and so forth, you know? Okay, so now we want to do nextUntil. So speaking of great, we got great right there. So we got this great element, and then it will keep looking for great elements until it reaches another class. Okay, well, what if we want the stopper to be two things, two classes, to be two classes? It needs to have these two classes. It needs to have another class and dot amazing. Okay, pretty cool. That's how you do it. Next, okay, we're starting at great. And then we're saying, well, now these are great. These are elements with the great class, but we also want these great classes to, let's say they're paragraphs. Let's say we specify they have to be paragraphs. Okay? It can be a tag or anything. This will only select those with this class or tag. Right. And that stops when it finds an element with both these classes. Alright, cool. So now we understand nextUntil. Okay. So now we have this free. So we're looking at closest now. We're going to look at the cat catchers. So the cat catchers, we're going all the way back up to the top here. We're looking at both of those. Okay? We're looking at both of them. Now, each one of those could be clicked. So we look at both, but when a particular one, also known as this, a particular one can be referred to as this within a onClick function. When it is clicked and is purple is false, which is by default false, then we change the background color to purple. Then we change is purple to true, because it is true most of the time. At that point, that it has been changed to purple. Okay. Well, let's finally look back at our website. What do we see here? We see cat. Oh man, we can highlight it with the purple. Well, that was worth it. Hashtag worth it. Hashtag blessed. Oh, hashtag so blessed. Okay, so we've done that. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This was only part 1 of the lesson on collections. There's a lot more to go. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you want more. And yeah, I'm excited about this series. Looking forward to teaching more about it. Alright, hope you have a great day.